Stop trying to be cute. What are we doing here? Jefferson with that catch. Oh my God. This game is giving me strokes. Oh man.
Tell you guys I love you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And that will never change. I will ride with this group until they don't let us play any more games.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Vikes Vibes. DJ and Jaren again. How's it going, man?
Going good. How's it going with you?
Same stuff, different day.
Yeah, on that one.
We haven't done one since Christmas Eve, so it's been a while. The decision on quarterback to go for the last game against the Packers, they decided to go with Jaren Hall. Like, I don't know. In recent weeks, everyone, including you,
Yep.
were like, oh, why don't we just start Jaren Hall? Well, and then, like, I posted my post about Jaren Hall getting the start, and everyone started saying the opposite stuff, negative stuff. Oh, why are we starting him? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, this is what you guys wanted, and now you're going to go back on it, and I just didn't understand it at all. Like, I mean, after what we've seen in the Green Bay game, yeah, okay, but we didn't know that was the kind of game Jaren Hall was going to have. Like,
No, it wasn't. I mean, Green Bay, the defense took advantage of a rookie quarterback, as any good defense should, or defensive coordinator. He even, I want to know why O'Connell kept him in when he even told him, pull me in the second quarter. He even told him that the game was going too fast for him. Too fast. He was too flustered. That would have been as a coach, I would have been like, all right, Mullins, gunslinger.
Don't throw any interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, you had a chance to get back into that game. If you would have put Mullins in there earlier than later. But it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, when I heard about Jaren Hall asking KOC to pull him in the second quarter, like, I thought to myself, like, right away, but then, like, after time went on, I see both sides of it. Like, but right away when I heard that, I thought to myself, like, okay, he's telling them to pull him, which right away it told me that he doesn't have confidence in himself. Yep. And why would we want a quarterback that doesn't have confidence in himself? We don't want that type of player. But, like, I was talking to a coworker this morning about it, and he's like, he gave me a different perspective on it, and he's like, well, he was man enough to say, hey, it's not working. Just pull me and put someone else in so we could try to win this game. Like, he was man enough to come up and be like, hey, just pull me. Like, I'm not the answer in this game. Like, so I understand that part of it too. So I don't know.
That's actually what I told some people too. I said, to me, he's actually showing that he's a team player and he's not about himself. Because any other rookie, they'd want to prove that they can keep going. I mean, that takes guts to man up and say, hey, this ain't my night. I'm not, this ain't good. Even from even looked really flustered. I don't know, the Green Bay game when he went in for Cousins, he even looked kind of like he did that night. And then he did the Falcons game and he looked so good. It's like, okay. But then he played Green Bay again and it was like, oof.
But I don't know. I think maybe he was flustered because there was a lot on that game. Like to be nervous about it was prime time. It was against our biggest rival.
Yep.
There's playoff hopes on the line, basically. And you're at home, your first start at home. Like all of that built up together. Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
I'd be shaking at the knees.
Like you're a rookie and you are to go out there and win to get your team to the playoffs. That's pressure enough.
Yeah. No, I think, and I get O'Connell too by not pulling him. I mean, I get why, you pull your quarterback if he's asking. You want to keep him in there. You want to show him, hey, I'm not giving up on you.
Right.
I mean, so I do kind of get that because you don't want to wreck the kid's career either with all this. Because sometimes quarterbacks do not end up doing good when this happens in their careers. Sometimes they don't bounce back. And I told some other people too, I said, after this is going to show what kind of player he really is, how good he really is, if he can bounce back from that really bad game.
Yeah.
And come back next year or down the road and just shine. But he definitely needs a couple more years of sitting behind a veteran quarterback, I think. I mean, he missed some. Who did he miss that was open that he could have got I think either a touchdown or a good 20 yards. I don't know. It might have been Osborne.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Because they said, that's a rookie mistake right there. He's not doing his checkdowns. He's not looking.
Yeah.
Which we all knew there was going to be growing pains on Sunday night. I mean, it's a rookie. You don't expect him to go out there and be a Kirk Cousins, be a Tom Brady,
Right. And I think, with the growth of him this season as a rookie, I think Kirk being hurt and not really being around as much and him, Jaren Hall not being able to watch Kirk in practice, see what he does, pick his brain, that I feel like that's kind of hurt his growth this year as a rookie. So that, I mean, that's another, reason that shows that Kirk Cousins has an impact, another way that he impacts his team.
And then, even Mullins, look at his growth from when he was a 49er to a Raider. I mean, since he sat behind Cousins for 2 years, I see a totally different quarterback style in him. He looks like Cousins out there every now and then.
Yeah, he just seems like he's too tense all the time.
He is, because I think he's trying to play hero ball. He wants to be that guy, which what quarterback that's a backup doesn't want to prove that he can be a starter.
Right.
I mean, to him right now, this is his resume, because I think he only had 1 year with us. So to him,
last year, and then we re-signed him again for another year. I think for this year.
Yeah, so this coming year, he's a free agent, right? After the season,
I believe so.
So this is his resume to teams, showing teams, hey, I'm good yet. I can play as a starter if I have to. So I get, that's probably why he's playing those hero ball. It's a resume.
Yeah. But he's also got to be careful with that too.
He does, but that could wreck him too.
Because it could either go both ways. If it ends up going good, yeah, okay. But if it's failed, like it basically has, then teams are gonna be like, "Ooh, I don't want that."
For an example, look at Keenum when he was at the Vikings.
Yeah.
Tons of teams wanted him after he was a free agent with that amazing year. He hasn't really done the best since he left us.
But he also really hasn't had a chance.
I get that too. But
I do think that case, it was just the perfect fit with the team we had that year for Case.
Yep. The coordinator, Pat, was it Shermer?
Yep.
I mean, that was his coordinator. So, yeah. So I mean, I think it's a good decision that we're going with Mullins for see what he does.
And there's some injuries that that really impacted us too in this game. Not having TJ Hawkinson, not having DJ Wanham, and they both showed that those guys were not in there. Because I think that even when Jaren Hall was still in the game in Green Bay, I think having TJ in there would have been a little bit easier for him.
Yeah. Well, and then you didn't have Brian Murphy.
Oh, yeah, Byron Murphy, yep.
I mean, you could definitely tell. Oh, that Evans.
Caleb Evans.
We got to do something about him. You see how many guys, if Jordan Love wasn't, he missed them. But, I mean, Evans left a guy wide open.
Oh, there was Packers wide open all night long in that game.
On Evans' side, too, sometimes, on his coverages.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I get why he's in there because we literally don't have any more depth. So I get that. I mean, Brian Flores should have just put on a helmet in there, suited up.
Right.
I mean, definitely got to.
I bet you Flores could hit someone still.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, we definitely got some work to do this offseason. I hate always talking about the offseason before the season's even over.
Yeah.
Every year.
And then on the Packers side, they were without their biggest defensive player, basically, their cornerback Jair Alexander, which he was suspended for this game because this guy doesn't get it still. Like,
because he went to South Carolina.
Yeah, he's just the crap he says is just absolutely ridiculous, and you half the time you can't even understand what he's saying.
I don't think he'll be on the team next year. I think they'll trade him, or they're gonna have to do a big attitude check with that guy because going over your coach, that's a big deal.
Yeah, to go out there to be a captain for the coin toss just because you're from Charlotte, like, who cares?
Fourth captain, he wasn't even supposed to call.
Right, he wasn't even supposed to go out onto the field.
No. I mean that's pretty big when you go over your coach. We haven't seen the end of this whole thing yet. There's gonna be some other stuff. You don't do that.
LaFleur had to go through it with Aaron Rodgers calling his own plays. Now he's got to deal with this clown on defense going over him.
Well, yeah, him and Rodgers didn't get along that good either.
Well, yeah, because Rodgers didn't want to run his offense.
Yeah, that's what happens when you become superstars. Well, Alexander. Yeah. Really, I wouldn't consider him a superstar yet. I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were missing quite a few cornerbacks for that game for starters. I think it was mostly rookies in the back.
Yeah, I think so, maybe. Now, this next thing, I know that it kind of pisses both of us off. These rumors after Sean Payton benched Russell Wilson, that the Vikings are supposedly the front runners to get Russell Wilson. I don't know what you can let us know what you guys think, but I do not want him at all. He is a cancer, and he is absolutely stuck up. I'll take Kirk Cousins 10 out of 10 times any day. I'll take Kirk with one leg before Russell Wilson.
Amen. Well, and then I've even seen stuff today now. Now it's Kirk Cousins leaving the Vikings, going to Denver, and us trading to Denver for Wilson. It's like, shut up. And it's like, I don't want him at all. I mean, I watched Marshawn Lynch. He was talking about him.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen that one too.
If you wanted to get a hold of Russell to talk to him, to do anything, you had to call his agent, and then Russell would call you on a restricted number.
Yep, he wouldn't even give his own teammates his phone number. Yeah,
wouldn't talk to him about practice, what he could do better. He would throw a tantrum. He even said we quit practice one day because Wilson got so mad. He walked off into the locker room, and Carroll called practice and said, "Let's let Russell calm down for the day and start up tomorrow." He babied him too much. And Sean Payton ain't putting up with that shit in Denver.
You know, I absolutely hate and despise Sean Payton, but I don't know. I guess I give the guy props for not putting up with that crap.
Oh yeah, I give him props on that. I give him props for even benching him. He wants, take out that injury clause in his contract, wasn't it?
Yeah, it had something to do with money. Yeah.
Yeah, because if he got hurt, he would still get $50 million, even if he didn't pass his physical. He would still get that guaranteed, and they wanted it to take it off because they don't plan on keeping him after this year, I think. So if he would get hurt, they would still have to give him that money. And they asked him, and Wilson said, "No, I'm not restructuring." And then Payton said, "Fine, you're sitting the rest of the year." I don't think he would expected that because Pete Carroll wouldn't have did that to him.
Right. He would have babied him.
He would have said, "Here's my apartment keys, Russell. Go have fun."
I'm really surprised that Pete Carroll actually let Russell go. But
he wanted
maybe Pete Carroll finally had enough of him.
That could be too. And I don't want Russell. I want 100% Cousins back next year. I want him back. I mean, did you see Cousins after Jaren Hall threw that interception?
He went right up to him.
Yeah, well, he was up in the stands watching the game with his family, and then it showed him coming down.
Really? I didn't know that. The only time I seen him, he was standing on the sidelines.
Yeah, he went down to the field to talk with him. After he threw that pick, he went right to him.
I seen him sitting on the bench next to him and talking to him.
Then he stayed down there for the rest of the game. I don't know if he probably was planning on going down there at some point. But yeah, right after Jaren threw that pick, he was down there right away talking to him. It's like, that's a quarterback.
That's a leader.
That is. Coming, injured. I mean, I want him back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lacey needs to be on his hands and knees and say, "What can I do to keep you?"
Exactly.
And I don't think it would be hard to get Cousins to stay.
I don't know. The only thing that makes me nervous is the whole money situation and having enough to pay Jefferson as well, which he completely deserves a huge contract.
Well, nice. The salary this year, I think we're actually one of the lower salaries, so we can actually have wiggle room this year where our salary's good. So we'll have wiggle room. And you never know. Cousins got his payday for 6 years. He might say, "Yeah, I'll take $20 million guaranteed" or something. You never know.
Right.
I feel like it'd be a 2 or 3 year deal. Here's my next question is to you. All right. Let's say we sign Cousins to a 2 year, 3 year deal, whatever. Do we draft a quarterback in the draft?
I say yes.
I was
absolutely, especially with the quarterback class that's coming into the draft this year. If I had it my way, I mean, I don't know exactly where we're going to end up in the draft. I think I could be wrong, but I think as of right now, if the season ended today, we'd have the 12th pick, I think.
Yeah. Yes, we have to lose the Lions.
So then if I had it my way, I would I would sign Kirk for 2-3 years, and I would also draft a quarterback. And the quarterback that I want is Jaden Daniels from LSU.
Daniels, okay.
A lot of people are saying JJ McCarthy, but I mean, I've watched a little bit of tape on McCarthy, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels.
How about Phoenix?
Michael Penix. I don't know if I've watched any tape on them.
I've seen a lot of talk, Penix and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Penix talk for the Vikings recently too, but out of all the ones that I've watched tape on, is I want Jaden Daniels. He's got a really strong arm, and the guy can run. Holy cow!
And you got to remember though, you're gonna have other teams in front of you wanting quarterbacks.
Right.
The Panthers took that Bryce Young, but I could see them going for another quarterback in the draft.
Now, I thought of this. I don't know if I thought about it the other day or someone mentioned it to me. So, say Kirk Cousins is not coming back. Hypothetically speaking, say he's not coming back. He's going to a different team, retiring, whatever. But he won't be a Viking. Okay. What do you think about us possibly trading our first round pick our first round pick to the Bears for Justin Fields?
Out of that, I seen some stuff pop up about that too, actually, about Vikings getting Fields. Would the Bears trade to the Vikings though?
Right, but I mean, they already have the number 1 pick from the Panthers. They got that locked in.
And they got the third, I think, or third or fourth.
I don't remember where their actual pick is, but then they would have, as of right now, it would be the 12th pick. Like, they would have 3 first-round picks this year. Because I think Justin Fields is a very good quarterback. He's just on the wrong team. He doesn't have a very good offensive line. Can you imagine having Justin Fields with how mobile he is and with the weapons we have? JJ, Osborne, Hawkinson. Man, I don't know. That'd be a good thought if Kirk doesn't come back. I mean, that's what I ultimately want, is for Kirk to be back.
Yeah. Or do you go out and you get in the draft a NFL ready quarterback that can go out and take snaps in an NFL game right away?
Yeah, but that's taking too much of a gamble, because you don't know until they're in that NFL game.
It is. I feel like it would have to be like a 2-way trade. Like, we'd have to trade to someone, and then we'd have to trade for them to get Fields. Like how, I can't think how they do it. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Like a 3-team trade?
Yeah, because the Bears aren't going to trade within their rival. Because teams know we're good. We are good. When our team is healthy and we're on point on everything, we're a dang good looking team.
Yeah.
And you add in a Justin Fields on that'd be.
Hey, throw in for Fields, give him our first rounder, and throw in Madison.
Definitely deny it. We don't dump junk.
I mean, a lot of their running backs are pretty injury prone. They've had trouble with running backs, so maybe.
And a lot of our running backs that leave us never really find their stride after us.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook just got let go.
That wouldn't be a bad one to pick back up. I heard that Dallas is looking at him to back up Parler.
Oh, yeah?
I could see him going to Dallas.
Or I could see him going to Baltimore.
That wasn't one of the teams that were looking.
I could see it, though, because their running backs they get injured a lot there, too. Even though you got one of the best mobile quarterbacks in the league, but
I think he would have done a lot better if Aaron Rodgers didn't get hurt.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just think Breece Hall is better.
Yeah, and I bet he wishes he would have just took Minnesota's offer.
Yeah.
Definitely been getting playing time.
I'm pretty sure he got the same amount from the Jets that we were offering him.
He got $1 million more.
Oh, is that what it was?
We were offering him 16 and they gave him 17. It's like, really? Oh, dick. No, so I like that idea though with the Bears and the Fields.
Oh yeah, if Kirk doesn't come back.
Another quarterback too that's going to be on the trade is Kyler Murray. I really don't want him though.
No, I don't want Kyler Murray either.
Too much Black Ops. Oh no, that was in his contract and stuff.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah, he couldn't play Call of Duty or whatever, and but they took that out of his contract after, I don't know, a few weeks or something.
Yeah.
Because it was just stupid.
Well, it was very stupid, but he must have a gaming problem.
I guess.
This guy. No, yeah. It's going to be an interesting offseason.
It is, yeah. And to bring up the playoffs again, I think the playoffs are going to be really interesting too. And obviously, our Vikings are, we have like an 11% chance. I don't see us making it. But I got the playoff picture up here. Ravens and 49ers both locked up number 1 seed. And then as of right now, the Dolphins, Chiefs, Browns, and then Cowboys, Lions, Eagles, Rams. And then in the hunt for the NFC, Buccaneers and Packers. They both have a 99% chance of getting into the playoffs if they both win this week.
So we would need the Packers to lose. We'd have to win the Lions. We'd either need Tampa or Seattle to lose.
Yeah, correct? I have. Hold on, let me find it. I have the. So yeah, we would have to win against the Lions. Green Bay would have to lose to Chicago. Yep. Seattle would have to lose to Arizona, and either Tampa Bay or New Orleans would have to lose for us to get in.
Okay.
That is a lot to ask for. I don't see. Well, for one, to be honest, I don't see us beating the Lions.
I don't want to go to the playoffs.
For two, I don't see Seattle losing to Arizona, even though Arizona just beat Philadelphia last week. But
game. I honest truth, I don't want to go to the playoffs because if we would go to the playoffs, I believe we'd have to go to Dallas.
Yeah, it don't matter who we would play in in the first round. We would just get whomped.
I don't want to get embarrassed in a playoffs. We're not ready for it. We're too banged up. We're missing our quarterback. The best thing to do is try to win the Lions, whatever, but I hope.
Oh,
is there?
Oh, you just like disappeared and then came back. That was weird.
No, like I want to win, but I don't want to win because then our chances could go up a little bit to get in the playoffs because our luck is the Packers would lose and then these other teams would lose. That would just be our luck.
We don't want to go into the playoffs and then all that stuff goes right and then we end up in the playoffs.
That's probably what's going to happen because I'll tell you right, Dallas will murder us in Dallas. Oh, yeah. They will manhandle our offense.
Any of those teams will.
Eagles even. They're in the wild card. Oh, that makes me laugh. They're 0-4. No, I believe 0-4 since Nick went into the Kansas City tunnels yelling at Chiefs fans, telling them to shut the up. I can't hear you. They haven't won since.
That's great.
Isn't that funny? That's called karma.
Right?
Oh, he's the number 2 most hated head coach. Disliked head coach, I should say, not hated, disliked.
I think he's tied at first for me with Sean Payton.
He's just too cocky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it. I mean, you want to show that you're not a wimp in the league, but man, simmer down a little bit.
Right. So speaking of this next game, it's at Detroit. I don't know how the Vikings, I don't know how they find the motivation and desire to win this game. I don't know. It kind of wasn't even there last week. I don't think it's going to be there this week. My score prediction is the Lions 31, Vikings 17. What's your score prediction?
I'm gonna go 28-14. Lions win.
A little closer than what I had, but yeah.
Well, I just think we'll be able to hold the Lions a little bit, I believe, because Goff does make some mistakes. But, it could be, it might be a high scoring game on their end, but I can't see us scoring that much. I mean, Mullins was really using Hawkinson a lot, and you can tell that he doesn't have Hawkinson.
And I don't know, it might be a factor. I've heard that Dan Campbell is going to play his starters, but who knows for the whole game, but that could be a factor too. If some of the starters don't play, or if they don't play the whole game, that could work in our factor as well. But yep. I still think we'll find a way to lose this game. It's just my gut feeling.
Even if it's a close game, we'll find a way to F it up somehow. We'll start playing soft defense or start playing conservative offense. We'll do something that we shouldn't do. I just wish we could be that team for once, where we could score 50 points on an opponent on a team.
Mm-hmm.
Go crazy on them. Like I feel like if we had a 30-point lead, I think we'd be that team too, like the Colts were against us, to blow it, to have a team come back. I really do. We never keep our hammer down on them. We never keep it down. Oh, we got a 30-point lead. We're fine. Let's start playing conservative now.
Yeah.
We got a 28-point lead. I mean, we've had leads and we, blow it. The Bengals game, we had a nice lead. What was it when we went into halftime? 24-3?
Yeah, something like that. 21-3 or something. Yeah.
Something like that. I mean,
17-3.
We blew it.
Yep.
We started playing soft when we came
I believe we were even winning going into the fourth quarter, and then we gave it away in the fourth.
And we started playing soft, and I wish we wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and that kind of that brings me to the next thing. Remember when the Lions came here and they played us, and if we would have scored on that last drive where Mullins ultimately threw the interception, if we would have got a touchdown in there, got the extra point, we would have won by 1. Mm-hmm. Remember, I said that. Yeah, remember I said that
field goal gonna hurt them in the end.
Well, that too. But I said what we could have beat the Lions by 1, and I said let's have it bite them like it's bit us so many times in the past. But it didn't happen. But the Lions played the Cowboys last week, and it happened.
Yeah.
All those 2-point tries, and they didn't convert. It bit them, and they lost by 1 point.
If I was Dan Campbell, and that guy got 68 got flagged, and then you got an offsides or whatever on your second attempt, I would have kicked a field goal. Because obviously, going for an extra point is telling the football god's telling you, hey, kick the field goal, going overtime.
Right. That's what I was thinking too. Like, okay, I already, like, the first time going for 2, I was like, oh, this is a big gamble. Like, and then they did it, but then the guy didn't report. After that happened, I was like, okay, just take the extra point. Something's telling me that I shouldn't be going for 2 here. Just take the extra point. Let's go into overtime. But Dan Campbell wanted to be aggressive, which I give him props for that. But
I wouldn't have. Kind of tells me that he knew Dak Prescott. There was how much time on the clock yet? There was like 30 seconds or something. 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was under. Yeah, it was under a minute. I know
Dallas still had some timeouts. That tells me that Dan Campbell really wasn't trusting his defense much to be able to stop Dak from getting it down the field for a field goal. And something was telling me. Because Dak was doing pretty dang good at, his defense missed some good covers. I mean, look at CD Lamb. He got a 90-some yard touchdown.
Oh, that was crazy.
That was nuts.
And Dak almost got sacked for a safety, and then it ends up for a touchdown. Oh, my God.
Oh. I mean, the Lions defensive guy, he jumped on CD way too soon. He totally that jump.
He was probably like 10 yards away from him when he tried to jump for him.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be Superman, like just gonna jump. I'm gonna do it. No, what's your predictions? Who do you think is gonna be in the Super Bowl this year?
Off the top of my head, I say Ravens and 49ers.
That's what I've been saying all year.
But who I would want to see, I mean, other than the Vikings, that's not going to happen. But I would like to see, from the NFC, I would like to see either the Lions or the Cowboys. And the AFC, it would be cool to see the Ravens in there, but it would also be cool to see the Dolphins in the Super Bowl as well.
That would be nice, yeah. I like Super Bowls where it switches up every year with different teams. I like repeats are cool when it's your team. Like, that's awesome.
Right.
But it's nice just to see different teams every other year.
Yeah.
And it just gets like that Patriots when they were 4 years in a row. It's like, come on.
Yeah, that was kind of boring.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's nice to see teams that you really don't see in the Super Bowl much. Like the Bengals and Rams, that was fun.
Yeah.
The Chiefs and the Tampa Bay, that was a good one.
Even though it's Tom Brady again.
Yeah, yeah. But I think it would be a really good game, the Ravens and 49ers Super Bowl. They already played each other once, I believe, and the Ravens beat them, if I'm correct.
I believe you're right, yeah. I think they did, yeah.
But, Super Bowl is totally different. That would be a good game, I think. I think that's what it's going to be, honestly. Because I think the Eagles, I don't think, they might make it out of the wild card, but I don't think they could go to Dallas again.
Yeah. I don't know. But going back to what you said earlier about, why can't we be that team to put 50 on a team? And like, what I'm going to say is it's kind of like that, but it's, I'm really sick of the next year mentality. Like, we need to finally figure it out. It's time for us to shine and make it to the top of the mountain already. Like, I'm sick of every year. Oh, there's always next year. Oh, there's always next year. like you said, why can't it be this year? Like,
yeah,
Kwesi and JOC need to figure it out in 2024 and 2025, all around draft, free agency, everything.
I mean, they gotta be more aggressive in free agency too. I mean, there's good players that go on there. I mean, I know salary and all that, but if you want a Super Bowl, you got to get players, key players. You know, and like I said, like earlier, I always hate talking about next year before our season's even over. We're always doing that. Well, next year we should do this. It's like we know they're not going anywhere.
Yep.
And I'm tired of it. You know, I just want to be that team where we can go do good one year and come back the following year and do good
be
again.
Good again or better.
You notice this? Every year we go to a playoffs, the following year we suck. Then the following year after that, we go to the playoffs again. Then we suck again. It's just we cannot ever be consistent.
And when we do go to the playoffs, it's, well, other than 2017 when we almost went to the Super Bowl, but you know, when we do go to the playoffs, most of the time it's a first round exit, and that game we just play like absolute crap.
Yeah.
Like last year against the Giants, that game was not good at all.
No.
And then the Giants turn around and get their asses kicked the next week.
Yeah. No, something's got to change. I mean, they got to really do some work in the off season.
It's just I'm tired of looking to the future. Like, let's figure it out finally after so many years and get it done. Like, I don't know what to say anymore. It just yeah.
No, I hear you. I'm in the same boat, man. It's so stressful being a Vikings fan. A Minnesota sports fan in general is stressful. I mean, the Wild, they were picking up and coming around looking like a good team. Now they're 8 players down with injuries, all, good players. It's like, come on.
Yeah, Timberwolves are good, but they just lost 2 games in a row for the first time this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, Minnesota. But definitely got to do some work in the off season. Got to sign Kurt. Got to try to get him back.
Yep.
I say we get him back. Got to get a quarterback in the first round of the draft. And have that kid sit behind Cousins for 2-3 years.
Yep.
Because I think Cousins would be a really good teacher.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You'd be dumb not to do it. I mean, I kind of wish they would have got a quarterback in the draft in previous years while we had Cousins, so he could have molded behind him for 6 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would have got a quarterback in the draft, let's say 6 years ago, this kid could be playing right now, filling in for him, and could be probably doing good.
Right, which would be having a totally different conversation, saying, "Hey, yeah, we're sitting in the 3 seed or whatever."
There's our starter now for next year. I mean, we wouldn't have to worry about a quarterback situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that was Zimmer and Spielman too. Zimmer hated quarterbacks for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be like every single draft. I mean, not this last draft. I didn't really want I guess I thought about it, but I didn't really want a quarterback this last draft. But the previous drafts, like at least the last 2 or 3, I'm like, what? Let's go get the at least Malik Willis.
That's who I wanted following year that year.
Yeah, and then we take Lewis Cine, and I was like, what the hell?
And he was on the board too yet.
Yeah,
if I'm correct.
Because Malik Willis didn't go until the second round.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, maybe we're gonna go for him now. And then, yeah, like seeing he hasn't even how many games has he played this year?
I don't know. I think he played 8 snaps in this last game.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus. And what's wrong with him?
I don't know. Ever since he broke his leg last year in London, he hasn't really played since he's came back. I don't know.
I wonder if he's afraid of re-injuring it. Where he like babies it.
Maybe.
I'd be afraid of re-injuring it. I mean, that was a serious break, I think.
Yeah, that was brutal.
And I wouldn't want to re-injure it either. So,
one more thing before we leave. There's one more week of football for us Vikings and Vikings fans. It's definitely been a weird and crazy season, to say the least.
Yeah.
So me and Jaren will be on next week to talk about the Lions game, and then it'll be the Vikings season review, which I did last year, I believe the year before, which it'll be sometime after the regular season ends. So I'm going to put together a show recapping and just talking about this season, plus do the Vikings season awards, which I did last year. And if Jaren, if you want to do your kind of give awards in certain categories that I have, that would be sweet. That we can give both of our awards to those certain categories. I'll text you the categories, and
yeah, I'm sure we'll have almost the same players.
Yeah, I've been thinking about them for the last couple of weeks. I have a list of people in certain categories that it's going to be a tough decision on some of them.
It's crazy how you and me can think the same in football, especially when it comes to the Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
It is just crazy how close we can be on everything.
Especially like the MVP of the Vikings. Like last year was easily Justin Jefferson.
Easily.
I mean, it can't be this year. He missed half the season, so.
No.
But yeah.
No, definitely text me that, and I'll go over and start thinking on who I think.
Yeah. So yeah, then I'll make up visuals and share them on the show whenever we do, whenever I get that show put together after the regular season ends, and yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, that's all I got for you this episode, and yeah, we'll see how this weekend goes against the Lions in our regular season finale.
Hopefully we can have a close game and not a blowout.
Yeah, but sometimes that's how it goes, and like last week we just got blown out, and I just don't think we're gonna have the motivation or desire this week. So I guess we'll see what kind of team shows up in Detroit.
Yep. Sounds good, man.
All right. Well, you have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later, man.
As you too, man. See you later.
See ya.
All right.